Hello, YouTube and gun streamer. Coming to you today because I have been reading about new calls for more gun control and about the shootings in the country the past couple of weeks. So I would be remiss if I didn't talk about that a bit here today and my thoughts. I'm a person who can admit when I'm wrong. And there was a time in my life where I had the impression that every American had like a military style automatic rifle in their closet or something, and that they were easy to get, and that maybe gun control wasn't that big of a deal because do we really need rifles? I was wrong. Can you blame me? Because the media puts these things, brings up all these misconceptions in our mind, and if you don't know the facts, it's easy to get caught up in all that and to react emotionally to that. And I am in possession today of weapons that kill more people than guns. So I thought I'd be honest about that today. First, I'll show you. It's a Smith & Wesson even. This one. Knives kill more people than guns. And handguns kill more people than rifles. So a fraction of deaths, of gun deaths, right? And in those gun deaths, they don't differentiate between gang violence and suicide. So take that into consideration, and that's even less, right? This kills more people per year than guns. So does this. So just keep that in perspective. And I will say that in Boulder, that was a gun-free area, and so people were not carrying on them because they're law-abiding citizens, right? But the criminals see a sign and stop and say, oh my gosh, this is a gun-free zone. I just better back away. I know they're probably thinking, oh, yay, it's a gun-free zone. And they try to get attention. They try to get an easy target. So tips are, I decided a couple of years ago not to be an easy target, to be aware of my surroundings, to pay attention to things going on around me. That's the main thing, situational awareness. That improves your life so much. And I thought I would just also talk from my heart and just say, as an Asian American, it is not surprising to me that we are a marginalized, or what I've said, a minor minority. I was just surprised it took people so long to realize that. Right. So I feel as a woman, as an Asian American, if women were allowed to defend themselves, if they were allowed to pursue concealed carries, allowed to use them in businesses, they would not be easy targets. And we can't let people try to instill fear, or who obviously have mental issues, try to affect the way we live our life, right? then they win. So the best way to combat fear and terrorism is to not live in fear. So I choose not to live in fear and to exercise my Second Amendment rights that thankfully we have in this country. So, and I like to say that is a basic human right. If in New York a cat can defend itself, it's illegal for a cat to be declawed. Why should it take so long for a woman to be able to get a gun, say in a domestic violence situation? She has to prove that her life is in danger. She has to prove this and that and wait. But now they want to add a 10-day federal waiting period. They want to tax ammunition more. They want to ban assault weapons, which is a very big term. What does that even mean? No guns are fully automatic that are legal unless it's pre-banned. And so when you say semi-automatic weapons that can accept the magazine, that's like anything. It's really anything. Unless you're just a revolver. Except for maybe a revolver or bolt action. So I don't really see how that benefits anyone except criminals who were just gonna get weapons anyway. You can look at a shooting, you can look at all these criminals, and I don't see one, I can't think of one that gun control actually would have stopped it. That legislation stopped them or would have made a difference in that case. And you can look at some of the cities with the highest gun violence. Chicago, LA, New York. What do all these cities have in common? Toughest gun control legislation. And actually, the past couple of years, the people who have chosen to defend themselves, the number of concealed carry holders has gone up. And violence has gone down. So if you think of that correlation, maybe there's something to that. So I just wanted to pop on here today to say that and to ask you all to please contact your senators and discourage them from gun control. Like, vote against HR 1446, right? Or 2021 bipartisan background legislation. Okay, there's these laws will do nothing but infringe upon the rights of law-abiding citizens, not criminals. And I understand we should focus on more areas such as mental health and not gun control, because that doesn't really control anything. And the first thing that a government tries to do, a tyrannical government will try to do, is try to disarm the populace. That's shown throughout history. You look at World War II, and our founding fathers knew that. They came from a place where their rights were restricted, and they didn't want that here in America. So that's why they considered it a natural, God-given right. So with that in mind, if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. I had to take a break from putting together footage from the range. I do have range footage for the Shield Plus coming out very soon. And I'll talk to you all soon. Keep shooting.